John J. Pershing stands as one of the most distinguished military leaders in American history. Known primarily for his role as the commander of the American Expeditionary Forces, AAF, during World War I. Pershing's leadership was instrumental in shaping the United States military response during the Great War, where he transformed a fledgling American force into a formidable fighting machine that helped turn the tide of the conflict. Pershing's career, spanning several decades and numerous conflicts, left an indelible mark on the U.S. Army and its military traditions. This video explores the life, leadership, and legacy of General John J. Pershing, a man who played a pivotal role in the Allied victory in World War I. John Joseph Pershing was born on September 13, 1860, in Laclede, Missouri. He was raised in a modest family, the son of a businessman and a homemaker. Pershing's early years were shaped by the values of discipline and hard work, qualities that would serve him well throughout his military career. In 1882, he entered the United States Military Academy at West Point, where he excelled academically and militarily, graduating in 1886. Upon his graduation, Pershing began his military career as a second lieutenant in the 6th Cavalry, where he participated in the Indian Wars in the American West. During this time, he developed a reputation for being a disciplined and decisive leader, traits that would follow him throughout his career. His experiences on the frontier would shape his leadership style and prepare him for the challenges that lay ahead. In 1898, Pershing took part in the Spanish-American War, serving with distinction in the Philippines. He participated in several key campaigns, including the capture of Manila, and demonstrated his ability to lead troops effectively under difficult conditions. His performance during the war earned him several promotions and accolades, including recognition for his leadership during the Philippine insurrection, where he helped suppress the Moro Rebellion. During these years, Pershing's leadership skills became evident to his superiors, and he steadily rose through the ranks. His tactical acumen, combined with his ability to maintain discipline among his troops, caught the attention of President Theodore Roosevelt, who would later recommend Pershing for promotion to brigadier general in 1906. This promotion, often referred to as a jump due to the fact that Pershing skipped over several ranks, solidified his reputation as one of the most promising officers in the U.S. Army. In 1916, Pershing was given command of the U.S. Army's punitive expedition into Mexico to capture the infamous revolutionary leader Pancho Villa, who had launched a cross-border raid into New Mexico. The mission was challenging due to the difficult terrain and the guerrilla tactics employed by Villa's forces. Although Pershing's expedition failed to capture Villa, it provided him with valuable experience in leading large-scale operations and managing complex logistics over extended lines of communication. The Mexican expedition also allowed Pershing to develop and test new technologies and tactics, such as the use of airplanes and motorized vehicles in military operations. This experience would prove invaluable when the United States entered World War I the following year, and Pershing was tasked with leading the largest overseas deployment of American troops in the nation's history. When the United States entered World War I in April 1917, President Woodrow Wilson and Secretary of War Newton Baker selected John J. Pershing to lead the American Expeditionary Forces, AEF, in Europe. Pershing's appointment was not without controversy, as some critics questioned his lack of direct experience in large-scale European warfare. However, Pershing quickly proved himself to be the right choice for the job. Upon his arrival in Europe, Pershing faced the enormous challenge of building an American army virtually from scratch. The U.S. military was unprepared for the scale and intensity of modern warfare, and Pershing was tasked with training and organizing an army that would be capable of taking on the seasoned German forces. Pershing insisted on maintaining the independence of the AEF, resisting pressure from the French and British to simply reinforce their depleted ranks. He believed that American troops should fight as a unified force under American command, a decision that would prove crucial in the final months of the war. Under Pershing's leadership, the American forces quickly grew in strength and capability. By 1918, The AEF was ready to take on a more significant role in the fighting. One of Pershing's first major operations was the Battle of Saint-Mihiel in September 1918, where the AEF successfully launched a coordinated offensive that resulted in the capture of a critical German-held salient. The victory at Saint-Mihiel demonstrated the growing effectiveness of the American forces and boosted morale both on the front lines and back home in the United States. Following the success at Saint-Mihiel, Pershing launched the Meuse-Argonne Offensive, one of the largest and deadliest battles of World War I. This offensive, which began in late September 1918 and lasted until the armistice in November, involved over 1 million American troops and was a decisive factor in the Allied victory. Despite facing stiff German resistance and suffering heavy casualties, Pershing's forces made significant gains, breaking through the German lines and contributing to the eventual collapse of the Central Powers. The Meuse-Argonne offensive is often considered Pershing's greatest achievement, as it showcased his ability to lead large-scale operations and coordinate with Allied commanders. The offensive also solidified the reputation of the American military on the world stage, proving that the United States was capable of playing a leading role in global conflicts. On November 11, 1918, the armistice was signed, bringing an end to the fighting in World War I. Pershing's leadership had been instrumental in achieving the Allied victory, and he returned to the United States as a national hero. In recognition of his service, Pershing was promoted to General of the Armies, a rank that had only been held once before by George Washington. Pershing is still the only person to have held this rank while alive. After the war, Pershing played a key role in shaping the future of the U.S. military. He advocated for the modernization of the Army and emphasized the importance of maintaining a strong, professional military force even during peacetime. His post-war efforts laid the foundation for the development of the U.S. Army in the 20th century, influencing its structure, training, and readiness for future conflicts. Despite his many achievements, Pershing's career was not without controversy. One of the most contentious aspects of his leadership during World War I was his insistence on offensive tactics, which resulted in significant American casualties. Some critics argued that Pershing's aggressive strategies, particularly during the Meuse-Argonne offensive, were unnecessarily costly in terms of human lives. Pershing, however, defended his approach, believing that the only way to defeat the German forces was through relentless pressure and decisive action. Pershing also faced personal tragedies during his life. In 1915, while he was serving in the military, his wife, Frances Warren, and 3 of their 4 children were killed in a house fire in San Francisco. The loss devastated Pershing, and he threw himself into his military career as a way to cope with the grief. After his retirement from active military service in 1924, Pershing continued to contribute to military and national affairs. He wrote his memoir, My Experiences in the World War, which won the Pulitzer Prize for History in 1932. In his later years, Pershing remained an influential figure in Washington, advising military leaders and politicians during the interwar period and the early years of World War II. Pershing passed away on July 15, 1948, at the age of 87. He was laid to rest in Arlington National Cemetery, where his grave remains a symbol of his enduring legacy as one of America's greatest military leaders. John J. Pershing's contributions to American military history cannot be overstated. His leadership during World War I helped establish the United States as a global military power, and his influence on the development of the U.S. Army shaped its evolution throughout the 20th century. Pershing's name is commemorated in numerous ways, including military bases, schools, and monuments dedicated in his honor. While his aggressive tactics during the war remain a subject of debate, Pershing's legacy as a visionary leader and skilled military strategist is widely recognized. His commitment to the independence and effectiveness of the American Expeditionary Forces ensured that the United States played a decisive role in the Allied victory, and his contributions to the modernization of the military continue to resonate today. Thank you for watching our video on General John J. Pershing. If you enjoyed learning about his remarkable contributions during World War I and his impact on the development of the U.S. military, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, Heroes Historia, for more in-depth explorations of historical figures. We regularly upload content covering significant leaders, unsung heroes, and pivotal moments from history. Let us know in the comments who you'd like us to feature next. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest releases. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.